Monday, baby. Monday. Welcome on into Sports Take, JAKIB Sports YouTube Network. Rob Ellis, Tone DeShields in for Derek Gunn. Hope you guys are doing great. Hope you had an awesome weekend. I know it's a little weird with the Eagles not playing, but it's also a way to kind of chill a little bit. It's like your bye week as well. Tone, what's up, my man? How we doing?
Well, I'll tell you first things first, man. I needed the bye week. I needed to detach away from some Eagles football, just for a week. That's all. That's all I needed. Just a little reprieve on my Sunday. Was able to go to a movie. Really get some nice TLC in. And man, I just feel, I feel good, man. I feel good. It's Monday. Another week to be back here with you, my friend. I'm excited. Let's do it.
All right, let's do it. What's up, David? What's up, Jason? What's up, Rich? What is up, Jim G? How we doing? All right, Jim G asked, since you asked, asking you shall receive, Jim G. How many hours until we get the Eagles back? I'm glad you asked, Jim G. How about 177 hours and 11 minutes? Boom. All right, I'm ready. I am ready for this week. 1 week from today, the Eagles and the Chiefs. Brandon, what's going on? D-Gun, to answer your question, guys, and by the way, blessings and big thank yous to everybody who, and I know it's not easy these days. Trust me when I tell you this. But for those of you who have contributed, and I mean this financially and just, hey, thoughts and prayers and all those things to what's going on with D-Gun. So I'll give you a couple good updates here for you. And Tone, can you pin that? There you go. You got it. Tone just pinned it in the chat. So you can check it out again for the D-Gun and Trish GoFundMe account. Just go to Derek's Facebook page, or you can connect right there in the chat as well, folks. It's right there for you. But you see the monies raised, which is nothing short of spectacular, and counting. 27,794 and counting. But also, what is fascinating, about this is I got an update from Gunner today, and so you ready for some good news here, Tone? So Trish, now, and I'm looking at the text because I want to read it properly. So over the last 4 days, there's twitching and slight movement in the left shoulder, hand, and foot. And that is spectacular because she did not have movement in those areas previously. So there is progress being made, and, prayers up that it continues. But she is a tough lady, and they are a tough family. So good news right there.
Absolutely. And again, you guys, the GoFundMe is pinned in the live chat. So if you guys find it in you to support our guy Derek Gunn and his wife Trish through their very trying time right now. It'd be a huge help to them. You'll be doing more good than you could possibly imagine. So D Gunn, we love you. We love your family. We're praying for you guys. And again, more blessings are to come. It's really great to hear good news, on that side of things.
Yep. And you're wondering, I'm still in the dining room setup right now. The fans will be removed later today, and I'm hoping to get back into my my home studio shortly. So that's why I am where I am today, if you're wondering. But
absolutely,
let me say hi to everybody. To Identity, Philly 007, James, Brandon, Jason. I got Jim. I got James. I got Brandon. David. What's up, Rich? What is up, Philly 007? I got that. Tomas. What's up, Marcus? Coach Marcus. Drew Nichols. What's up, Rye Guy? How you doing? Gorby, Rome V, Decoy, Tyler, Junito, Crespo. What was that? Yeah, that wasn't bad. Teresa. Hope you guys are all doing well out there.
Definitely. So interesting, Rob. You mentioned how, obviously, you're having to shift things a little bit because of things going on at your home. Obviously, we know what's going on with D-Gun and his family. It's just, we do this content every single day, and, we produce, we create, we're on camera, we come in and we have to, and we show up Monday through Friday for the people. And for you, you show up 7 days a week, working at WIP, doing your thing at A2D Radio, doing your thing for, for JAKIB Sports. You're a man that wears many hats. And I think, I never wanted to get lost, at least on me, how much I'm grateful to be able to share this platform with you, to be able to share this platform with guys like D-Gun, because ultimately we're all real people with real lives, very real lives at that. And, I just want to remind the people that, ultimately, even you guys in the chat, we all lead these very real lives, right? But we come here each and every day for a reprieve.
Yep.
We come here each and every day to kind of take our minds off of whatever's going on in our day to day. So, people in the chat, I want you to know I see you, I feel you, and we got you. And we're going to continue to do this content. We're going to push the envelope each and every day, and we're going to show up each and every day to the best of our ability, despite what may be going on in our personal lives. We got you, we see you, and we feel you. So let's continue to have a
Well said, Tom.
continue to have some fun.
I feel the same way about you. And I never, it doesn't matter what platform I'm on, I never take a day for granted because there's no day period that's a given. And B, especially in this business, it's a crazy business. So I appreciate every single time in front of the camera, behind the mic, whatever the case may be. Very appreciative of that. In fact, I had a great conversation with a guy on Saturday who loves our show. And he said, man, I can't tell you how many times when I'm having a tough day at work, I'll jump on with you guys, and it just gets me in a better mood. And that's the ultimate compliment you could give somebody like us, because what we're trying to do is just serve as a bit of a distraction for you, a bit of an escape for you, and just provide you with whether it's a laugh or like a whoa kind of moment when it comes to what's happening in the sports world. That's what it's all about, man. That's what, to me, is what the driving force is. That's really what I'm trying to do, is just give people a little bit of fun and a break in what can be a tough day for you. That's all.
Absolutely, sir. I couldn't agree more. Ultimately, when we come on this platform, we try to just be our 100% authentic selves. And I think, and I think the people can honestly say they get that from us. So, let's have a great show. Enough with the sappy stuff.
Yeah, let's roll. Let's roll.
I mean? Let's roll. Let's do it.
All right, couple things. NFL wise, and we'll get more into this stuff later. We got a lot of good NFL content for you. And Chris Franklin's going to be joining us at 11:30 from NJ.com. But the Cowboys smoked the Giants yesterday, 49-17. So the combined scores, Tone, of the two times they played this year, Dallas outscored New York 89-17, 89-17. And really, the 17 points yesterday were absolute garbage time points. It was just, they were trash. I mean, that Giants team is a full-fledged mess. They're arguing with each other on the sidelines, like Dable and Wink Martindale are arguing. Saquon's yelling at Dable. Mike Grohl and Darius Slayton get into it. Then Sterling Shepard tries to break it up, and then he and Slayton. I mean, like, it has come unglued for a team that made the playoffs last year in New York.
That thing is literally coming apart at the studs. You know what I mean? The foundation is no longer intact. If there ever is one.
Get out.
It's one of the most savage things, one of the craziest things, to see on the sideline, because you're all there to accomplish the same goal, but at the end of the day, man, when things don't smell right, you see it on you see it on people's faces, and that's exactly what's going on, in New York. I mean, and let's be frank about this, man. It started with that Daniel Jones contract. You gave this guy this, and granted, they have an opportunity to get out of it after next season, but you gave this guy this money, and we all know damn well he was never good enough to play up to that contract.
Yeah.
He if you really think about his entire career, for the most part, he's only had one clean season in terms of health, and that was last season.
That's right.
And then on top of that, his best season, you can compare to Jalen Hurts' worst season.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like 2021 season, like Jalen Hurts, like those numbers that Daniel Jones puts up, Jalen Hurts puts those up on a bad day.
Correct.
You know what I mean? So it's just the New York Giants all across the board. They're a mess. They're disgusting. They're in New York.
Disgusting.
It's just nasty. Just nasty.
It's bad.
Man.
It's bad. So we'll get more into that, their demise in a little bit, and whether or not we believe that means anything for the Cowboys beating up on that bad Giants team. So we'll get in that. But we got to give the Sixers, and one Sixer in particular, some love here right out of the chute, Tone. But first off, let's start with this one, because this is awful. But Kelly Oubre on Saturday it gets hit by a car. It's a hit and run. The driver keeps rolling after he hits him. He suffers broken ribs, lacerations. He got out of the hospital yesterday, thankfully, and thankfully it wasn't worse. but he's in a lot of pain and he's out for a quote unquote significant period of time. I mean, that's awful. I feel so bad for this guy because period, I just feel bad for him, but he was off to a really good start. He's been in town for like a month or so, and this has to happen. I'm sure his impression is probably not great of Philadelphia. But nonetheless, it's just awful news and it's a bad, you feel like the Sixers are under some bad mojo if that's the case when something like that happens.
Yeah, and like you said, he was off to a great start this season. I believe on the season, Kelly Oubre, he was averaging just over 16 points per game. He delivered a few 20-plus point performances in between all those games, and he was a bright spot from an offensive perspective on this team. A guy that gave them versatility at the 2 and the 3 spot. And it's just sad, when a guy he gets to a new city, he's looking at it as a new opportunity, a new chapter in his career, and all of a sudden it gets derailed by an a-hole driving in the city of Philadelphia. And you and I talked about this off air. Like, it seems like hit and runs are at an all-time high right now in Philadelphia.
It is. It's bad, dude. I'm telling you, I'm in the city a lot, and what goes on, man, it's just zero regard for cars, for human life. Like, it's crazy what's going on. I'm not surprised. I hate to say it. I'm not surprised by this. I would hope, you figure in Center City, there's got to be tons of cameras everywhere, security cameras, etc., ring cameras, that somebody catches this clown who hit him. And I hope they just prosecute this guy to the fullest, man.
Yeah, and because he's high profile, Kelly Oubre being high profile, they're going to find this guy.
Yeah,
like we're in this day and age where you can get bust so far. That's why I'm kind of shocked that people still commit crimes in 2023, if I'm being honest. Because I'm like, there's cameras everywhere.
Yeah,
everywhere. There's cameras. There's ring cameras. There's cameras outside of stores, inside stores. There's cameras at street lights and stop signs, and cameras on people's phones. And everyone's always taking a selfie. You're alive, right? So you're going to be on camera. Like you can literally track someone's digital footprint.
Yeah,
from the time they leave their house all the way up until they get to work and come back home. That's how much we're being tracked in this day and age, man. So prayers up to Kelly Oubre, man. It's a sad thing. Again, his season when it was going off, on the right track. But the only silver lining I can pull from this is the fact that the Sixers have an opportunity to find out just how deep they are beyond Kelly Oubre. So could be a bigger opportunity for Daniel House. Could be a bigger opportunity for Robert Covington, Cork Maz. Let's see what Marcus Morris has left in the tank. Could be a bigger opportunity for Jaden Springer. So we're going to see how this thing pans out. But overall, man, it's a shame that things have to essentially come to this when it comes to Kelly Oubre.
I agree. It is. All right. So that part's sad. And again, selfishly, from a basketball standpoint, they're going to miss him because he's provided instant offense for this team, whether it was coming off the bench or as a starter. He's been very good. I mean, they got him for a song and a dance. They got him on the league minimum contract. It's incredible. Mm-hmm. So he's done a really good job. But let's go to last night. So they beat the Pacers last night, 137-126. First of all, it's the 8th straight win. Okay, I don't care what level of competition you're playing. To win 8 straight in that league is damn impressive. But the Pacers are a good team. The Pacers aren't some scrub team. They're not the Pistons. They're not the Blazers. They're not Toronto. They were 6-3 going into the game. So good win. But Tyrese Maxey continues his tear, Tone. 50 last night. He drops a 50 spot. 20 of 32 from the floor. 7 of 11 from 3. Throws in 7 rebounds, 5 assists in 39 minutes. Nothing short of spectacular last night.
Absolutely. And he gives you 3 blocks on top of that.
Right.
A thing about Tyrese Maxey's game is, obviously we know how impactful he is on the offensive end. He needs to get more credit for his effort on the defensive end as well. He may not be the greatest perimeter defender, but the reality is defense is all about effort, and defense is all about being in the right place at the right time to make a play. And he gets steals, he gets blocks. You know what I mean? He's opportunistic, and that's what I love about his game, man. He takes advantage of every opportunity that's given to him. 50 points in 39 minutes, going 20 for 32 from the field, 7 for 11 from 3. Come on, man. And on top of that, he only shot 3 free throws, so he was getting it from the muscle. You know what I mean? And it's just like you watching him. He's such a fun watch. He's so exciting. He's one of the funnest, he's one of the more fun Sixers to watch that we've had in a long time.
I agree with you. Like he's the kind of guy. Look, we all know how spectacular Embiid is. The guy's the MVP, and by the way, had a monster night himself last night. So, but if I'm a little kid, like if I'm a kid just turning on to the game or turning on to the Sixers, like Maxey's my guy, man, because he's fun. You know, at the end of the day, sports are supposed to be fun and entertaining, and that's what Maxey is. He's a breath of fresh air, Tone. We went from Harden, who's a drain, who just takes it all out of you. All the blood comes out of you. This guy is like an infusion of fun, and his teammates love him. They feed off of him. That's the other part, man. Like you can see these guys, the way that they respond to him. Like even the three that he hit to get the 50, it's a really nice play. And Embiid sets a screen for him high, knows he's got 47, and they're doing everything they can to get the kid to 50. And I love that. I love it. And it was a tough shot he hit, but he wasn't doing it at the detriment of the team. It was just in the flow and everything worked and blah, blah, blah. But it was a great, great thing to see.
Absolutely, man. And another thing that stands out about Tyrese Maxey is his willingness and his ability to just get better and stay focused on the goal at hand, right? You think about just his career trajectory, rookie season, averaging 8 points per game, second season, 17.5 points per game, third season, 20 points per game. And now in his fourth season, he's currently averaging 28.6 points per game. So granted, things are probably going to level off as the season progresses. I think at this pace, I could potentially see him averaging between 24 to 27 points per game, if all things considered, because of how many opportunities he's going to get in this offense. Nick Nurse has made it very clear. Maxey, we want you to be aggressive. We want you to be Mad Max out there. You know what I mean? We don't want you to be Max and Ruby. We want you to be Mad Max out there. Shout out to you guys if you know the old Max and Ruby cartoons. But anyway, Tyrese Maxey, man, he is a sight. Young guy, humble dude, a guy who just wants to win, and he's easy to root for. Right. And when was the last player? Who was the last player, by your estimation, who was the easiest to root for in Philadelphia Sixers sports history?
Wow. If I'm working backwards, I mean, obviously Iverson was just a phenom and just so much fun to watch because it was the little dude taking on the trees and not being afraid, you know, and back then you got put on your rear end a lot and he was fearless. Charles was a blast. You'd never seen anything like this dude, especially when he was young and he was, you know, the round mound of rebound where he wasn't as toned up as he was later in his career. Right. He was like, to see that dude take a defensive rebound and go the distance the other way with the athleticism at his size and then throw it down over somebody who's 6'8" or 10 or 7 foot was unbelievable. But for me, I'm taking it all the way back to when I was a little kid and it was Julius Erving. Like the dude was the epitome of style and class on the court. And the best traffic dunker I ever saw in my life. I mean, one hand, he was holding that basketball like it was a freaking golf ball and slamming it down in traffic too. We've had some good ones on the Sixers. Like before me, people would say Wilt, et cetera, but they're the guys in my lifetime for sure. How about you?
I got to go AI, man. AI was so fun to watch, so fun to root for. I mean, the thing about the Sixers, man, it seems like at times, especially after the AI era, it was kind of hard to root for anybody consistently because none of them really stuck around. I was a really big Drew Holiday guy. I really liked the Drew Holiday years. I didn't like that they traded him right after he made the All-Star. That was such a weird situation. But I think that was the beginning of the tanking era for the Sixers. So those guys stand out to me. You know, Joel Embiid, when he's healthy and when he's engaged, he's very easy to root for. But you know, again, when he's engaged, when he's healthy, in the playoffs, sometimes he does frustrate me. I'll admit that. But again, man, I think with this new surge of youth that Tyrese Maxey brings, you know, he like, you know, like you said, he's not a drainer of energy. He fuels you. His excitement, you know, the way he plays, how efficient he is. Let's keep in mind, he's doing all this, and he only turned the ball over twice last night.
Listen to his stats. You know what I mean? You ready for this? 28.6 points per game, 5.4 rebounds, 7.2 assists. He's shooting 50.5% from the floor, 43 from three, and he's only averaging 1.1 turnovers per game, considering the ball's in his hands constantly, whether it's initiating offense or scoring himself. That is awesome what he's doing.
Absolutely, man. I couldn't agree more. Again, Maxey right now, he's ranked 9th in the league in terms of scoring, behind Giannis, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Donovan Mitchell, Nikola Jokic, Kevin Durant, Stephen Curry, Joel Embiid, Luka Doncic. He's up there with some names, man. So listen, a guy like Maxey, we know he's not the biggest. He's like 6'2", 200 pounds, but he plays amongst giants, man. It's like you said with AI, man. He was there amongst the trees, knocking them down. So it's going to be exciting to see where his career goes, man. His work ethic, he's a gym rat. Yeah. I believe, just based off how his career has progressed thus far, I don't doubt anything about his game. I have no idea what his ceiling is. It's kind of the Jalen Hurts thing, right? We have no idea what Jalen Hurts' ceiling really is, because he continues to just amaze us each and every week, little by little. So Maxey, Jalen Hurts, so far the city's in good hands.
Yeah, and here's the other good thing. And this is where there's an absolute direct correlation with those two guys. Like, Hurts already got his money. Maxey's going to get his money this offseason, right? I don't worry for 1 second about either one of those guys, just going into sniffing themselves. I got my money ever. Like, they're both going to be the hardest working guy on your team, period. And that's a rarity. You have to worry about a lot of guys. We're pretty fortunate in this town in general. Like, you have guys like Harper, you have guys like Jalen Hurts, you have guys like Tyrese Maxey, who you don't bat an eye at, knowing that they're going to work harder than anybody else. I mean, I was talking to somebody about Harper yesterday, and I'm like, this guy came back 2 months before he was slated to come back from Tommy John surgery, reconstructive elbow surgery. Like, that doesn't happen unless you're working your tail off to get back. Look at Jalen Hurts and what he's doing right now with a bad knee. And hopefully this week did him really good. I hope so. And with Maxey, you just never worry about that stuff. That's half the battle these days, man. There are so many guys that get paid, and then it's just kind of like, I got my money. Not with these dudes.
Yeah, some guys look at it as just a business, and I can't get mad at their logic, because these organizations look at it as just a business as well. Some guys, have a little bit more pride than that. And yes, the money is great, but they love the game more. They love winning more. Some guys are just ultra competitors. I was listening to Locked On 76ers with Keith Pompey and John Mitchell this morning. They do a great job on that show, breaking down the Sixers, the X's and O's, all the latest news and updates. They do a pretty good job of breaking down that team with no fluff, no shock jocking, just going right to the point.
Sure.
And they were talking about Tyrese Maxey's dynamic with his father, and they were saying Maxey's family. They were kind of gathered for like a family event, and it just so happened they were playing that night. He was playing that night, and the family was watching it, and the mom's excited, the family's excited, and Pompey was saying that the dad was just sitting there, just with his hands crossed, no excitement, no elation. After his son dropped 50 points, and comes, lo and behold, his father looks at it like this. That's what you're supposed to be doing.
Yep.
You know what I mean? That's what we knew. That's what we knew you had in you. Yep. We didn't put in all that work in the gym for nothing. That's what I expect. So it's just so amazing that Tyrese Maxey comes from great stock in terms of competition, in terms of work ethic, in terms of just knowing what's expected of him. Because Maxey said it himself. He said he expects this level of production, this level of ferocity, from himself. So it's just pretty cool to hear little tidbits about that.
Yeah, it's fun. It is fun. He is fun to watch, man. That's for sure. All right, let's get a timeout in. Let's come back. Let's set our sights on the Eagles, as we are now a week away from the Birds and the Chiefs. Monday Night Football coming up next Monday night. When we come back, Chris Franklin from NJ.com, who does an awesome job covering the Birds, will jump on with us, and we'll hit him with all kinds of Eagles questions coming off this bye week. He is Tone DeShields. I am Rob Ellis. We are Sports Take, JAKIB Sports YouTube Network. All right, time to talk about Bravo Pizza of Havertown. Yes, Bravo Pizza of Havertown. Thrilled that they are part of the show, part of the channel as well. I've been going there since I was a kid, family owned since 1985. And, the great thing is all the food is fresh. There's not stuff just sitting under this heat lamp. You get it. It's stale. It's like cardboard. Nah, all fresh. 20 different styles of pizza daily. They have slices to go too. You want to pop in and out, boom. And they also have the specialized pizza. However you want it, they will make it for you. And it's not just pizza. Fresh pasta, sandwiches, wraps, wings, salads. Bravo Pizza of Havertown is also committed to the community. They have fundraisers for charities, for schools, for little leagues, where the proceeds go to those organizations. You can follow them at the Bravo Pizza of on Instagram and Facebook for daily specials and promotions. They're at 1305 Westchester Pike in the Manoa Shopping Center in Havertown, Pennsylvania. That's 1305 Westchester Pike, Manoa Shopping Center in Havertown. You can give them a call, 610-446-3810, 610-446-3810. Bravo Pizza of Havertown.
I remember getting my heart broken when they lost the Super Bowl in 2004. We're big Eagles fans. We moved to South Philly because of the Eagles. When they won, we went straight to Broad Street, and everybody was going nuts over there, and it was just a memory that you'll never forget.